Hey guys, it's Barrett with the Gimpy Camper. So today we're coming at you from Chattanooga, Tennessee. So this is Chester Frost Park. It is a Hamilton County park, which is the county that of course Chattanooga is in. And this is more in the Hixson area. It's more near the Chickamauga Dam 153 area, Hixson Pike. But this place is pretty awesome. Now it's awesome for a few different reasons, this being one of the main reasons. You're on two islands here, so you're surrounded by water. You got a lot of waterfront sites. These sites are pretty cheap. Chattanooga residents, Hamilton County residents, apparently the rate's $22.50 a night. $22.50 a night to stay on the lake. Now, if you're not a Hamilton County resident, it's still not too bad. It's $30 a night. The discounts that they offer are handicap discounts, veteran, military, and senior citizens, I believe. So those are at $28.50 a night, I think, right now here in 2021. So still not a bad deal. There's only a couple of bad things about this park. I avoided it for a long time, even though I heard how great it was, because the reservation system, it was... Somebody said that they revamped it and it's more like a Tennessee State Park reservation system. And I have to say that I do see a lot of the similarities there, and it's not as big of a hassle to book. And I walked through it again the other day, is no big deal. That other system I had, truthfully, I put a reservation in like 3 times, and before it was accepted, I quit because I just got fed up with it. So much better system. Good job, guys. About the only other negative for the area here, there's a bunch of beautiful sites here. If you're not on the water, you tend to be more cramped together, but they're just trying to make more space because everybody wants to get here. So it can be hard to get a reservation here. You got to push it kind of out a little bit, especially these days. But the main issue, besides getting the reservation and getting a site with some room, which is going to be mostly the water sites because they did a good job with those, but the biggest issue is going to be the levelness of your site. And so they have it set up in a couple of different islands here. When you first go in and you pass the ranger station, there's an area there on the right in the first island. And I believe they call that area the Smokemont area. That's kind of what it's labeled as on the map there. And a lot of those sites are great. And that's where the majority of the sites that I'm going to recommend are going to come from. But there's only one problem with it, because most of those sites are level, but there is some level change. And so after you pass the ranger station and you turn down into the park over there, you are going to go down some grade. And that is probably the first time, I think, in normal driving routine that my bed topper rail actually made contact with my camper. But, you know, it was controlled, no damage there. Unlike a couple of weeks ago, we're not going to talk about it. And by the way, that wasn't normal driving conditions, because I'm a wild man. Don't tell my wife. So I'm just going to touch on some other benefits of staying here besides being close to Chattanooga. If you want to come and do the touristy thing, do all that touristy stuff you want to. The aquarium, Lookout Mountain, all that stuff you can do from right here. It's about a 30-minute drive, 45 some places, right? I will say the Verizon signal here is better than any Verizon signal I've ever camped with. Full bars, 4 bars of 4G LTE. I'm not in the whole 5G. I'm not on the bandwagon yet, but we got 4 bars of 4G LTE. They do also have Wi-Fi here, and the Wi-Fi was a good stable connection. I used it on my laptop for a minute, but the problem was that the 4G was faster, so I just used that. A couple of other amenities in the area. They have a large beach area here. You can swim from your campsite. You can apparently dock your boat and water toys at the campsite. Also in the summertime, they have something called the Nooga Splash Park. I've never seen it before. They are setting it up right now. It's going to open this next weekend. This isn't actually, we're not here when we were camping. We did that last weekend, but it got all stormy and blah. So I thought, we'll come back when the sun's out. My daughter didn't mind. She's over here fishing. She's going to go swimming. She's like, yeah, I'll go back. So here we are. Nice sunny day. Now that Nuga Splash Park is at the large beach area that they have to swim in. And that large beach area itself is beautiful, and it's big, and it's not too crowded right now. I don't know what it looks like in the middle of summer, but it looks like a wonderful area. And they have that, basically, it's called a water park, but it's basically a conglomeration of a bunch of the different like inflatable toys out there that they can climb on and slide down and all that stuff that kids really like to do. They also have a few really nice playgrounds here, which seem to be kind of premium compared to some of the other playgrounds that we've been to. So I'll just give them credit for that one too. Now the bathrooms. Bathhouses. They have bathhouses. They work, they function. They're kind of basic, with one exception. All the showers seem to be private. You know, it might not be the prettiest bathroom in the world, but you're not sharing it with every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there trying to take a shower, you know? Just saying. All right, so let's talk sights. Let's talk sights, because they're pretty. Now, I will say on that section over there in that smoke one area where you go down the loop like I was talking about, it is a bear to get out of, especially if you parked. We were in site 38, which is down on the other end. And that side over there, it's a loop to get back out on the main road. And you have to be very careful right there because it goes around a turn. It kind of splits off. If you take the side to the right that goes to a couple of tent sites over there, it does kind of cock you back over toward the road. And I think most travel trailers would be okay. Fifth wheels, you might have an issue with that whole top of the bed touching the bottom of the camper. You know what I'm trying to say. Now the one site that's not all that level that I'm going to recommend, I'm actually going to recommend it at the highest spot on my list just because of all of the yard space and privacy there, is going to be site 227. Now I will say site 227 at the parking pad is pretty level. I think as long as you have a 25-foot camper or less, you're going to be great right there. You might be able to get a 30-foot, you know, leveled up pretty easy right there. But I know that you're going to be safe with a 25-foot. It's just after so much of the parking pad there, it does kind of go up at a decently steep incline. So if you can't fit all the way down on there, you're going to have a lot of leveling blocks and stuff. And I just wouldn't do it in that case. Now, for the rest of the sites that I'm going to recommend, in order of my hand-picked sites, I'm going to tell you where I would stay. We're going to start with site 25, then 28, then 23, 27, 195. Yes, I said 195. 38, 31, 29, 37, 2, 24, 26, 3, 4, 5, and 30. I will say if you want to be really close to the bathroom, site 39 is okay. We had some friends stay there and they're only complaining about that. And it is kind of in that more like whole crammed in area, but you're on the end right there, so it's not really that bad. But their whole complaint about that site was the security light that's right above the site. And so it's kind of like living in Alaska for the weekend. It never got dark. Now, as far as most of the sites that I would avoid, we're going to go back to that whole, all the ones that aren't on the water are pretty crammed in together, pretty tight. And then all the ones that aren't down in that smoke one area, a lot of them that I did not list on my paper, they're not going to be level for anything. And so that's just something that you got to take into account. I think the ones that I told you, they're going to be great. Now let's talk tents, because some of us still tent camp. I still tent camp. Don't make fun of me. As far as tent sites go, I would recommend sites 106, 502 and 503, and 510. I think all those were on the water. If I remember correctly, I kind of messed up and my notes on my iPhone half of them got erased. But looking back at the map, I'm pretty sure those are the ones I decided. So they all look nice. It's just those were on the water, where the other ones were all kind of back up the hill. So we had an excellent time here at Chester Frost Park in Hamilton County, Chattanooga, Tennessee. I definitely suggest you come and check it out, but you need to definitely make a reservation because this place stays pretty booked. I believe it's open year-round. But hey, we gotta go do some swimming, fly some drones, and do some fun stuff, okay? So we'll see you guys later.
Do not forget to hit that subscribe button.